We are here. We have taken over. My name is STEM. Me and Daniel will be talking about the latest movie from Blumhouse Productions. It's a sci-fi action revenge movie. So, we will be talking about none other than Upgrade.
Okay, I will be doing this review with a guest host. We will be doing this review with STEM. This is something in my neck, just like in this movie. Upgrade, kind of simple story, starring Logan Marshall-Green, and he plays a person in the future. They don't specify how far into the future, but we know we have technology where cars can drive themselves. Where it's kind of like Alexis, where you can literally tell your house to do everything for you. But his character by the name of Gray happens to prefer the olden days. He has a car that he has to drive. He likes working on old cars. He's not that big a technology person. One day he happens to be riding home with his wife. They get into an accident and his wife gets killed and he gets paralyzed. After he's paralyzed, someone offers him the opportunity, saying, I can implant this chip in your neck and you can be able to have full function of your body again. That's the premise for the movie, and from there it turns into it's a kind of a sci-fi movie, it's kind of a mystery movie, it's kind of a horror movie, and it's an action flick. And this movie is by far the best action movie I've seen all year. I went into this movie not exactly knowing what I was getting into. All I really knew about the movie is the trailer looked kind of fun with the action beats and the way it was shot and the fact that it was a Blumhouse movie. And I went in there and I was surprised at how much the fight scenes are well choreographed, well shot. Please, someone show the Russo brothers you can have a fight scene hand to hand without cutting the crap out of it. Also do that to whoever does the Bourne Identity movies. Stop it. Taken, I'm looking at you. B, the story never really went where I thought it was gonna go, and I really enjoyed that. I would never have thought that the twists and turns this movie takes. The main character himself, Logan Marshall-Green, was amazing. Yes, we can get past the he looks like Tom Hardy jokes or discount Tom Hardy. We can move on from there. This guy happened to be in Spider-Man Homecoming, I believe, and he's been in a couple of other movies that are big, but he's never been the main character. Here he was excellent. And to exemplify how good his acting was, there were scenes where he would have to be pulling off fight scenes where he was like, blocking or punching people, and he would be looking horrified, like he got it down. Because he would give control over to this device in his neck that was helping him walk, named STEM. And he really had to sell the fact that he's not controlling his body, and he's shocked at what his body is doing to other people. And there are times where there are a couple of times where he is the voice of the audience, as well as the fight scenes are going on. The first fight scene, which is kind of unfortunate, like you see most of it in the trailers, but the way it ends is a little bit more gruesome, and he takes the audience. He has the audience reaction where he's horrified. There's another scene in the second fight scene where he has to mutilate someone, and the film is smart enough to go, well, we don't need to see that. So he's turning away, and his body's being controlled by STEM. And it's really effective when it does things like that. I did not think I was going to get the plot twist I got out of this movie. This movie is very murder mystery because he's looking for the people who killed his girlfriend or his wife and paralyzed him. He's doing it more for her than he is for himself. And it's brilliantly done, and it's literally like tearing away layers from an onion. You find out this person, this person, this person, this person. And on the other side of things, you also have a a cop mystery, because the cop who's investigating this is looking through, she's trying to investigate it, and she happens to find a pattern. This happens to be in the future, so we have drones all over the place recording everything. I really like the comedic efforts of the main character, Gray, and Stem. This movie has a surprising amount of laughs, even in its violent scenes. There are things that you can pretty much, chuckle at. There's a lot of growth in the movie between his character and the Stem. There are scenes that will surprise you also. The end definitely surprised me. It could have went one way and it didn't, thank the Lord. It effectively used what limited budget it had. Remember, this is a Blumhouse movie. They usually don't make big budget movies. They usually small movies between the $10 million range. And I've been trying to search for how much this movie costs, and I can't find it, but whatever little money they used was really effective. The only effect I didn't like was the slow-mo, actually no, not the slow-mo, the two cars, the two futuristic cars that they have in the movie, where the people aren't driving, they kind of look cheap and bad, and it kind of stood out, especially when there was a car scene and you see all these other cars and they don't really look futuristic. Even the cop cars don't look futuristic that much, other than having a big neon light on the front, which makes it look like RoboCop's face. Action is really good. It was straight up shot perfectly. Whenever the main character gave control to Stem, it would have these, like, not jump moments, but they would have quick scenes where, much like in the trailer where you saw him going down, the camera followed him standing up all of a sudden, and the action was very coherent. I could tell what it was without getting motion sickness. I would say this is really good. The only bad thing about this movie is the beginning is really slow. Like, they gave us way too much backstory. Or, us as the audience understood where the main character, Gray, was, before the accident happened and he gets paralyzed. So we really didn't need a lot of that. But this movie is only 90 minutes, so I guess they had to do it to pad the runtime. This movie's so inventive, even when they had the opening credits where they introduced the studios, was done in a different way. It's really cool. There is also, the bad guys were pretty cool. I like their cybernetics. Like, you had people who can shoot through their hands. There's one cool scene with the main bad guy who is called, or the leader of the people who killed his wife and paralyzed him, who had a really interesting power that he only used once. He tried to use it a second time, but it was unsuccessful, but it was cool. There's a couple moments where the main character bonds with Stem, and both of them are really cool, and for different reasons, which I'm not going to go into. I will wait till Jeff sees it with me so we can do a spoiler talk, because there's lots to talk about with this movie. I was really blown away by this movie. I did not expect this movie to be this good. So It's a high recommendation. I'm giving this 9.2. The beginning kind of it was way too long. I think for the first 20 minutes I was like, okay, I understood what the main character's motivation and who he is. We know what's gonna happen. This is a revenge flick, but this is a revenge flick with a lot of heart, a lot of meaning, and really good twists and turns. So I recommend you go see it. I probably see this another couple of times. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So we have said all we can do for this movie. We will be going now. If you have a comment, please put it in the description below. Did you see Upgrade? Will you be seeing Upgrade? Please let us know. Of course, like, subscribe, and we will be seeing you later for another review, and we will be going now. We will say this. We seriously feel sorry for the new Venom movie and the actual Tom Hardy, because he has no chance of matching this movie in quality and in the fact that we actually know how to say symbiote. With that being said, go watch Upgrade. We think you will have a good time.